guys, welcome to my channel. My name is John and this is an ASMR video. And in today's video, I'd like to teach you guys a little bit more about Portuguese language, which is my language, as you guys know. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you guys about the alphabet in Portuguese. The Portuguese alphabet, there are 23 letters. Like, we do count the letter K, W and Y. However, they do not exist in the Portuguese words. Only in words that we borrow from another language or something like that, or in names. But in Portuguese words, these letters do not exist, I think. But yeah, so I'm gonna teach you guys about the alphabet, about how to say the letters, how to pronounce them, and and give you some examples as well. All right. So we're gonna start with the first letter, which is A. It's the letter A. A. And one example, it's the word avião. Avião. As you can see, the two letters have different sounds, because this one, it's just A, and this one has this symbol above it. With this symbol is called tio. And what does this symbol do? It makes the sound deeper. So if there was no symbol, the word would be avião. But there is the symbol, so the word is avião. The sound is more nasal, it's deeper. Okay, let's go for the second letter. The second letter is the letter B. 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 An example of this letter is the word bola. Guys, my handwriting sucks, by the way. Bola means ball. Alright, ball. Next one is the letter C. It's the letter C. The sound of the letter C, it's a little different, because it has more than one sound. For example, if the letter after the letter C is an A, O, or U, it has the K sound, so K. For example, in the word cachorro, as you can see, the first C has a K sound, K. If the next letter after the C is an E or an I, it has the S sound. For example, in the word cebola, cebola, which means onion. And there's another one that, as you can see in the first word, this C does not have the same sound, because there's a letter H after it. So under the letter H, it has the sound of SH, such as in shampoo, for example. So it's cachorro. Okay. The next one is the letter D. The letter D might have some different sounds as well, depending on the accent of the person. For example, if the next letter is A, E, O, or U, it has the D sound. For example, dado, which means dice. sound. But if there is a letter I after the D, um, it might have like a J sound in English, like G, for example. Okay. Jesus Christ, my letter. The word diferente, some people say diferente, which is okay. It's correct as well. But in my accent, in most of Brazilian accent, we do say G. Okay, next letter. It's a letter E. 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 One example. The word elefante. And the letter E usually has only one sound unless there is an accent above it, which is called acento agudo, and it makes the sound more high pitched, so it's E. But I'm not gonna teach you guys that right now. And the next one is the letter F. I changed my pen because this what the other one was too thick. Okay, letter F. And F has the same sound. So, for example, the word fuck means seal, the animal seal. Fuck. It has the same sound of PH in English, for example. I was thinking what the next letter was. Okay, the next letter, it's a letter G. And it depends of the sound. Like the next letter, the sound depends on the next letter. So if the next letter it's A, O, or U, just like the C, it has one sound, which is G. For example, Ga, Go, Ku. If the next letter is E or I, it has the sh sound, so she, she. For example, it's letter O, so it has the G sound, so gorilla, which means gorilla, obviously. But if it has the E or I, for example, such as in giraffe, just the sh sound, so giraffe. And it has another rule, because if there's a letter U, but it's after the letter U has the letter E, for example, or I, it has the G sound, such as guepardo. It's not guepardo, it's guepardo, which means cheetah, the animal, the fastest animal. Okay, the next one is the letter H. And unlike English, for example, the letter H in Portuguese has no sound, none. So, for example, the word in English hyena in Portuguese is hiena. So if there was no H here, for example, it would still be hiena. The sound would be the same. more like it helps change the sound of other letters, but it doesn't have a proper sound. And the next letter, the next one is the letter E. E. And the E has this sound as well, it's the same sound. So for example, iguana, iguana. So there's the sound. The next one is the letter J. J, which it's the letter of my name, for example. It has this sh sound. So for example, João, which if you guys don't know, that's my real name. My name is not actually John. John is the translation of my name to the English language, but my name in Portuguese is João. The next one would be actually the letter K, which is K, but we don't, as I said, we don't have K in Portuguese. So I'm gonna jump to the letter L. I forgot. L, just this sound. So for example, livro, livro. It depends of the accent, because some people say li, I say li. It's stronger, I think. And the next letter, it's Emmy, Emmy, and has this, the sound. For example, macaco, which means monkey. It has this sound, ma, ma. The next one, this sound is a little bit similar, which is any. We don't have the symbol above the letter N in Portuguese, such as they have in Spanish. Okay, in Portuguese we do not have it. So for example, the word navio, which means ship, navio. If after the letter N there's the letter H, that sound changes. So it's not gnocchi, it's gnocchi, which is the Italian food. Gnocchi. In Italian it's written differently, but in Portuguese it's written like this. The next one. The letter O or A, depends of the person that is saying it. The letter O, which has the O sound, such as oito, oito, which means the number 8, oito. The next one is the letter P. Oh, sorry, the letter P, not P, P, which has the sound. Okay, so for example, pássaro, pássaro, which means bird, pássaro. The next one is letter I forgot. It's a letter this letter is is different because it always relies on the letter U after it. I don't think we have a word that doesn't have the letter U after it because it has this sound. For example, queijo, which means cheese. We can't remove the letter U. We have to use it. Without it, the sound doesn't exist. So it's always qua, que, qui, qua, quo. We do not have a Q, and we need a vowel after a Q, always. The next one is the letter R. The letter R has more than one sound. So, for example, if the word starts with the letter R, or if the letter R it's double, so there are two R's, it has the H sound. For example, the word rato, which means mouse, rato. Or, for example, the word macarrão, which means pasta. As you can see, there are two R's, so it has a H sound. However, if there's only one R in the middle of the syllable, it has the R sound. For example, actually, I'm thinking about a word. Okay, I remember. The word barato, which means cheap. So barato, it's not barato, it's barato. Okay, the next one. The letter S. The letter S has more than one sound as well. So if the word starts with the letter S, or if there are two S, sorry, I forgot about the other words. The other letters, this one, it's A. I said R, it's my mistake. It's A. And this one is letter SC. I was saying in English for some reason. The letter SC. So if the word starts with the letter SC, or if the letter SC is double, so double SC, it has the sound. For example, the word sapo, which means frog, it has this sound. Or what else? Okay. Or the word massaging, which means massage, it has this sound. But if the letter S is between two vowels, it has the Z sound. For example, casa, casa, which means house. So it's not casa, it's casa. Next one. The letter T. T. So it has more than one sound, okay? If the next letter, it depends on the accent as well, but in my accent, if the next letter is an A, E, O, or U, it has a T sound. For example, tattoo, tattoo, which means armadillo, armadillo, tattoo. But if the next letter is an I, it can have the Ch sound. For example, or for example, in the name Thiago, it's a male name, Thiago. We say Chi, but some people do say Tiago. Okay, this sound. So, for example, urubu, urubu, which means vulture. Urubu. And next one. The letter V. 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 It has the same sound. So, for example, video. Video. It means video. Video. Next one is. Okay, the next one would be the W, which we do not have. We say W as well. We don't have the. We go for the letter X, which is the letter she's. She's. And it has a lot of sounds. This one, I can't even imagine how to explain all of that for you guys. But the most common one is a sh sound. For example, the most common one is sh sound. So shikara, which means cup, cup in the sense of cup of tea, for example, not cup of like a glass of water. So cup, like cup of tea. So shikara, it has other sounds, but it's really hard to explain because it has like 6 different sounds, and not even I know exactly how to explain them. Okay, the next one would be Y, which is ypsilon in Portuguese, but we do not have this letter, so we go for the letter Z. The letter Z. Z. It's always the same sound. Z. So, for example, the animal zebra. Zebra. It's always this sound, okay? Zebra. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry if I couldn't explain the letter X so well, because it's really complicated. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys have any suggestions for the next video,